guys, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering,
are you free for coffee?
Welcome.
Hello.
Okay, this is kind of a serious topic, and we just wanted your opinion on it. It's been said you can never escape death and taxes, and it's true. So the Supreme Court is going to hear a case about a 94-year-old widow. She's in Minnesota, that they're saying that the county that she lives in violated the Constitution by retaining a $25,000 profit when it sold her home in a tax foreclosure sale. So the lady's name is Geraldine Tyler, and her home was seized because she owed $15,000 in taxes and fees. Now, I just want to stop there. Now, anytime, any kind of tax thing, it doesn't break this down, but I'm telling you, she didn't owe 15. The tax is not 15,000.
No, because the fees are outrageous. Yes.
They charge you all kinds of fees. They charge you interest. So, they don't give us that breakdown, but I can tell you from experience when you have a tax bill, that it's always really more, way more than you actually, incurred, but the county sold the home for $40,000 and then kept all the proceeds. So there are 15 states, I believe, where that's legal, where a state can seize your home or your property for back taxes, and they don't have to give you the extra. So if you owe $20,000 and they sell your property for $50,000, they don't have to give you that $30,000 back. They can keep that.
And
now,
it's
mind
sickening
you,
to me.
It's a good deal for people that get these properties because states and counties and cities are not realtors. They're not in the real estate business. They don't sell it for what it's worth. They're just selling it for the taxes.
Right.
And oftentimes they do so in an auction or something. And they started off at maybe what they owe, what the tax is. And because the property, of course, is worth more than that.
Yeah.
Even if you pay double that or it gets up, it's still way less than the property is worth. And they don't care as long as they get the taxes.
Yes, which is
terrible. So the Pacific Legal Foundation, which is a conservative group, they call the practice home equity theft. And they're the ones that are representing this widow, and they're taking it to the Supreme Court. And they're asking the court to end that practice. And because the court is conservative, they are often, I don't even know if that's a conservative issue or not, but they often are sympathetic to property rights claims.
Yes, yeah.
So, we'll know. But a dozen states allow the practice. And this is my thing. I think, number one, you really can never own anything.
Yeah.
I mean, in my mind, at my age, I just want stuff paid off.
Mm-hmm.
You just want not to have that, but it's really never paid off.
Yeah.
Because even though your mortgage may be paid off, you still have to pay your taxes.
Yeah.
And in Texas, taxes are crazy expensive.
Yeah.
We really, even though we don't have a state income tax, our property taxes.
And that's what people are learning who have moved here, that thought like, oh, this is a great deal. It's like, okay, I'm not saying it's not, but you're missing the taxes.
Right. So I feel that at some point and at some age that people should be exempt from taxes.
Now, isn't that the case?
No, and I thought and then this is so funny. They break down your tax thing into like schools and, maybe like I don't know, roads and, different things. So there's one area where it's not exempt, but they freeze it at a certain age.
Okay.
So when you're 65 and say it's $5 when you're 65, it stays $5 from now on.
So that's what it is.
But then the rest of the stuff, say that's just, I want to say it's the schools. I think it's the section about the schools here in Texas.
Yeah.
So the rest
it ought to be, because
the
at this point it's not about
the ambulances, 911, whatever, all the other stuff you pay is still the same. So there's really, it's not. I feel like at a certain point, just stop taxing people at a certain age, and especially she's a widow. She's 94. You guys, just leave her be.
And it's so frustrating because these are the same people who put into these neighborhoods for years and years and years, and now it's like, nope, you're out on your ass, and we're going to keep the profits,
right? Which is just
that seems very
wrong on every level. And I was thinking, like, okay, I understand. Taxes are to pay for these services and amenities that we have where we live. And I understand they need the money to keep that going. But I feel like it would be better now for me, in my mind. Why don't, whatever, a certain percentage, say, of the house, say 10%, they tack on a 10% tax at the beginning. And just that's in your mortgage, but they get it. And so the 10% of that house goes to all this stuff. But when I pay off the house and pay off that 10%, I'm done.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think I'd rather.
I hate it, but we know they ain't going to do that.
But wouldn't that be better? Because it's just like you just need to be done at some point.
Because come on, the earning capacity isn't there.
Right. And even, I don't know. They might have to put a cap on it in terms of earning potential, because, there's some people that retire with a lot and they can afford to do it. But maybe people on a fixed income, they stop. I was trying to think, what is the answer? Because I know we need taxes. We just do.
Yeah, but I can't get with you kept the profits.
Right.
Because the whole issue is the taxes. So once you have covered the tax, but they'll find a way to make that BS too, because they'll sell it for the price to cover the taxes and cut a buddy a deal. So
right.
There needs to be a much better safeguard for something like that.
This is a case that's actually going to the Supreme Court, but there are lots of other cases where
Similar,
it's happened.
Yeah.
And they had a case on Good Morning America where a couple in the Detroit area bought a home. And you guys know Detroit has been in recent years, going through a hard time, and their property values were really low. So you can buy a house really inexpensively,
right.
So this couple bought a house, and it escapes me how much, but I would say it was under $50,000. It was really inexpensive, but they fixed it up really nicely. And, they got behind in their taxes a couple of years, and they were owing, I want to say like it was $23,000. So they got an eviction notice, and, I believe it's in Detroit or in, Michigan, it's the county that, is over that. So they're the ones that are seizing the property. So the county seized their property. They sold it to somebody. I think it might've been an investment group or something. And the investment group says they fixed it up even more, which maybe they did. I don't know. Allegedly.
Yes.
And then sold it for like $300 and something thousand.
Yeah.
And the people now, like Natasha says, they owed like $23,000. And so that whole, $200 and something thousand extra that they got to keep, which is just robbery, isn't it?
Because the thing is, there's a good chance, okay, guys, and I wasn't there. It's not my house, so I can't say. But a part of me thinks, okay, they fell behind, but they actually fixed it up a lot. So you took this home that was worth little to nothing. Right. And you fixed it up a whole bunch. They
made it their home. They put siding. They did some stuff.
Yeah, they did some
really
stuff.
Nice.
And you brought up property value, not just for that home, but around that area because of the improvements. And to get put out over 23,000, come on, the home was only 50K.
House.
The whole house was only 50K.
You know, yeah, because the amounts are so little that they can. And the thing is, when they have these auctions, Natasha and I both know people that have got properties, you know, from these auctions. I mean, it's a great deal. It really is. And, you know, I mean, I'm happy for the people that do it, but I'm so sad for the people that lost the property over.
And I think I feel like what really kind of grinds my gears about it is when you're in that, you're not documenting properly. So you may not be able to take to court, well, hey, I did this on this day, this on that day, because you get hit with an eviction notice. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like you're just so in shock that you're not.
And then they said I think the lady, the Michigan home was saying that, you know, they told them there was just nothing they could do.
Oh yeah. They said there's nothing they could do.
So it's not
because
it
was already sold. They had already sold it. And that part, I feel like, no, you should always be given some amount of time.
Yes. To either pay the taxes or
create a payment, whatever it is.
Something. So it's just so sad. It really is sad. And I don't know in Texas if they keep the equity. I don't know how that works. I don't think that we're one of the states. I was trying to see. It looked like a lot of them were in the Midwest.
I don't think so, but I would be curious to find out. I'm going to
research, y'all, and if I get all the 50 states, I'll let you know. But check and see. You might be in a state like that, and it's so sad. You know, this. You think, oh, this would never happen to me, but you know, things happen. You know, you get sick, or a family member be sick, or you lose a job, or you're in an accident.
You could be in the height of renovations, have the money coming in, you're good. Someone get injured, car wreck, somebody dies, someone gets laid off, whatever the case may be.
Whatever the issue,
and all of a sudden, you can't put the money
together to get it.
Right. And then it's like, if you're already living there, we got to finish these renovations for it to be livable. So it just changes the entire dynamic. Yeah. I think
it happens. Yeah. And I just think, and really, I feel for everybody that's going through this, but I especially feel for these older people. I really think that we have to come up with a solution
to pay your whole
where they're done.
Life.
They just need to be done. And if their home is paid for, just let them be and let them live there.
Yeah.
And you know, don't hound them for taxes. They don't have kids in school.
Yeah, that's what kills me. They're not really benefiting from this anyway. Right. Let's tell the truth.
Just let them be.
Yes.
And it's really scandalous, I feel, as a country, for us to put out a 94-year-old widow out of her home that's paid for because of taxes, which, I mean, $15,000, y'all.
And then it's upsetting because I feel like too, I think about my mom, who's not that age. My mom she'll be 80 this year, but there's still an element of the way we do things now is so fast moving and they're not used to that. So a GoFundMe could have been set up. This lady would have been taken care of. Like, come on now. We see this every day, but you don't give them enough time either, that's the part that's very predatory.
Maybe that's a nonprofit idea.
Yeah.
You know, somebody
it just seems quite predatory
to come beside these elderly people, especially.
Yeah.
And, you know, make sure their taxes are paid and everything's
making sure they're not getting completely bamboozled.
Right. And, you know, a lot of them are having memory issues and different things. So in all reality, you know, they could be getting notices and things and they don't, you know, I don't know. You know, they don't go into it. And I don't know this woman, and I'm not saying that she does, but I know elderly people, like Natasha said, they're just on a slower pace. And
I feel like they're used to time when the world moves slower. There are just things that sometimes it's not that my mom doesn't get it. It's just so rapid fire that she's just over it. She's over the rapid fire.
You know, these taxes in Texas anyway, they go up nearly every year.
Yes.
So I don't know where she lived, you know, what the issue could have been the case. Yeah. So, you know, she might have been used to paying half of that. You know what I'm saying? True. Over the years. And then it gets your income doesn't really get any bigger. The tax bill is getting bigger.
The tax bill is getting bigger.
You know, yeah. So Miss Tyler, we wish you the best. And I I don't know where she's living now. It didn't say her living situation.
And then you kind of were like,
really
you need to sue for emotional damage. I mean, the little bit of time I got left, y'all just rained all over my parade.
Yeah. It's just a really bad situation. So we'll keep you posted when we hear what the Supreme Court ruling was. But that's what's going on now. On a lighter note,
which y'all need at this point.
Yes, I was today years old when I discovered that those little tags on the bread, y'all, those little hard plastic, and they have like a hole in it, a little slit. Yeah. Not the twisty tags, although those probably do too.
They are as well. Yes.
Okay.
Today
they're color coded. So those colors, I just thought they come in, multiple colors, and people just, probably comes in a big box and you just pull one out. But the colors mean stuff.
Yes, y'all. They have a meaning.
So I'm going to share it with you. So the colors correlate with a day of the week. So there's Monday is blue, Tuesday's green, Thursday's red, Friday is white, Saturday is yellow. Now, the reason there isn't Wednesday and Sunday is because most bread bakeries take a production break on those days. So whatever those colors are, that means it was baked and put in the bag that day.
Yes.
So write this down if you need this. If you are sandwich makers, Monday is blue, Tuesday is green, Thursday is red, Friday is white. Saturday is yellow.
Yep.
No Wednesday, no Sunday, because bakeries, that's their off days.
So, I learned this working at Kroger.
Yes. Well, Natasha was a baker, so I
learned it working at Kroger. But now stores don't bake a lot. But who I think still does it is Central Market. If you ever notice.
Oh, their own bread. And
stuff. Because they do a lot of their own breads, and they switch them out. They have the little things. And I don't know how it came up, but we were there. Oh, we were eating olive bread, which is to die for from Central Market. I'll take all those carbs any day. And Cedric's like, no, it doesn't matter. And the girl was kind of squeamish, like she didn't want. And the thing was, she was switching them out. And he's like, oh, no, that's fine. And so I told him, I said, no, babe, just let her. And he was like, well, I was like, yeah, it does.
Her job.
I was like, because that was a tag from Saturday. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah, that's a Saturday tag.
So do they, I guess they do have to remove after a certain many days or no? Or put it in the day old?
Well, back in the day, everyone didn't have those little, where you had to change the date. So that was how you kept up when was that put out? Oh, if it's Thursday and you see a yellow tag, get rid of it. That would go on clearance.
They still don't have it on the bread, do they? On the package, the date?
I don't think they do.
I don't think they do either.
No,
I have to look.
I don't think so.
I don't eat bread, y'all. I'm trying even less to eat bread, so I don't really.
But yeah, so kind of the fun fact of it all is
that was so interesting to me. I thought, who knew?
When you told me I was today years old, I was like, wait, why do I know this?
Didn't know?
And you didn't know this, but that's why.
So interesting.
It is
so interesting.
And I only remember blue and yellow. I don't know why, but those are the only two that I remember. But I didn't bake. I did cake. So I guess I don't know. I guess I didn't need to know.
There's no little twisty ties on cake.
That's not, y'all. There's a lot of sugar though.
Okay, up next, our picks for the sexiest man alive this week. But first, a message from our sponsor, BetterHelp.
During hard times, it can get really difficult if you don't have anyone to talk to. Being alone with your thoughts can be an isolating feeling that can allow negativity to consume you.
This is why we are sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to.
There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched with the therapist in under 48 hours.
Then you schedule secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages, and everything you share is completely confidential. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime.
Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. So many people use BetterHelp that they are currently recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states.
Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/free-for-coffee. That's betterhelp.com/free-for-coffee.
Okay, I do know who my pick is, but I'm gonna let you go first because I'm curious.
Okay, I'm picking Ralph Fiennes.
Okay.
Who, if you don't know, you do know him, but you might not know his name, but you know his face for sure. He's been in he was made in Made in Manhattan with Jennifer Lopez.
He sure was.
He was in The Duchess. He was in Schindler's List. And there's a recent film, which I have not seen, called The Menu. It's on HBO that he's in.
Okay.
But he's a British actor. He's very handsome, I think. Just very, he looks like an aristocrat to me.
Yeah.
You know, very
He's giving me
suave.
heavy kind of Rupert vibes.
Yeah, kind of. And he's kind of half and half with playing assholes. Like sometimes he plays a really good guy, and sometimes he's a total
a-hole. Yeah.
So he kind of goes back and forth. But I think he's really cute. He's age appropriate.
Look at you back in your lane.
Back in my lane.
I like it.
Smart, not nerdy, but smart. He looks smart anyway.
We give you smarts.
We think he's smart.
We're gonna pretend that you're smart,
yeah.
Even because we don't know
him. We don't know him.
Oh, is mine not tattooed?
Okay,
that's about all I can say. The rest of it might be applicable. So, but he's not tattooed, so I feel like I'm still doing something. Donald Glover.
Oh yeah,
or Childish Gambino. You know, doesn't matter. However you call it. When he played young Lando, I lost my stuff.
This is
Star Wars.
Okay.
And I'm not
none of the
she didn't even know
that she's talking about. Do I know about? Just don't.
I'm so sad.
But I do know who Donald Glover is, although I didn't watch his, what was it, Atlanta?
Atlanta. Or
Wait,
was it ATL?
No, I think it was Atlanta.
So again, that's People TV, and I did not watch him.
Okay, I didn't. I just
basically stalked
but
him.
Everybody loved it, and
everyone,
it's great.
Yes,
you know, but
no, I just stalked
very
him for
talented young man.
He is. He's talented. He's handsome. He's funny to me, and so that
once again, I wouldn't notice him because he is
out of your age.
Child.
He's not a child. How old is he?
He is the age of my child.
Is he really?
one of my children.
I guess that's appropriate for me.
Anybody that age, it's like that's how I think of you as a child.
Damn.
Even though
he's older.
Man.
He's older than your oldest child.
Is he?
I mean,
barely.
Probably. He's 39.
Okay. Oh,
he was born in 83.
1 year older than my oldest child. Okay,
still older.
So yeah, that's why I don't notice him. But I'm sure he's a lovely young man.
Yeah, no, he's very talented and he's very funny. But no, he wouldn't come across your board because he's not even 40.
Just not in my radar.
He'll be 40 this year.
I'd have to cross 4 lanes.
Take
get on another highway, take the high five, go through all kind of conditions.
You rarely give anyone under 40 the time of day. Like it's very, very rare.
My mind, I can't. I mean, my mind just doesn't.
In your head, are you like, I could have birthed you?
No, I really look. This is serious, and I'm not joking. When I see someone that age, even though they can be so attractive, but it's just like I'm looking. You know how you see a really cute baby. And you go, how cute, or a 2-year-old. I don't think of them, sexually or
as like a grown
hot.
up.
Like
that's
as
fair.
a hot person.
No, that's fair.
Like,
I can get with that.
Cute, but I'm saying cute,
but cute, just like little Sam is cute,
kid,
right?
You know, it just my gears don't even go there. Can't do it.
See, and there's a joke from Shrinking, which you haven't watched, so I can't even.
Okay,
it's lost to
this moment. I'll watch it and I'll remember.
That was a guilt trip, guys. Okay, loves. Thank you for pulling up a chair and joining us for coffee. Please subscribe to Are You Free for Coffee podcast wherever you are listening. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode and find joy in the little things. Until next time.
part of the Boundless Audio Podcast Network.